Warning, the following video will contain content that is not appropriate for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, my friends, this is it. One final battle for tonight, and I'm your host, Multi-Step. Fuck yeah! So anyway, let's get this rant battle underway. So, I was thinking the other day, which normally doesn't end well, but, it just depends on the circumstance. But I was thinking about how back in the day, back before we had, video games and shit, people must have been super fucking bored. And then it came to me. I realized something. I know why people today are much more stupid than people were back in the day. Because the current state of the human race is pretty goddamn sad, if you ask me. And I figured out why that is. Because think about it. People back in the day must have been bored out of their fucking minds. Because they didn't have video games to play. They didn't have the internet to surf around on for hours on end. They didn't have any of that shit. So what did they have to do? They sat around and thought about things. Think about this. When's the last time you sat down and, just sat around and actually contemplated something and, figured something out? When's the last time you actually thought really hard about something? Probably not recently, because in this day and age, you don't have to think about things. You want to know something, you just fucking Google it. And that is the reason why people these days are so fucking stupid, because they don't actually ever think about anything. They want the answer to something? Oh, I'll just Google it. They don't think. They don't figure things out. See, because back in the day, people had to figure out things for themselves, like how to make electricity and shit. People had to figure all this shit out. That is why people back in the day were much smarter than humans are now. Because people have already figured out most of the things that we need for, survival and existence. There's only a select few people in the world that actually think anymore and figure things out. And those are the scientists. Which is why, they're the smartest people in the world. Smartest people in the world are definitely scientists. Because they're the only ones anymore who actually think and use their brains. Because they're the ones actually figuring things out. Whereas if people just want to know something, oh, I'll just Google it. See, people back in the day, they had nothing better to do than to sit around and figure things out, because they actually had to use their brains to solve problems. And, again, not to mention they probably had nothing better to do because, they didn't have, fucking video games and shit to play. God, it would have sucked ass living back then. Would have been so fucking boring for me. But yeah. That is why people these days are so fucking stupid. Because they don't fucking think. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. So let's finish out this battle. Gotta say, I got a lot of good stuff done today. Especially earlier when I showed off The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for the first time. That was awesome. I loved that. It was very fun. Then I mixed things up with a little bit of Grand Theft Auto in there as well. Yeah, I gotta say, all around, it was a pretty good fucking day. As far as my recordings are concerned. God fucking damn it, Quillfish. Although I guess Mantine was in the air, so I guess you had an excuse that time. Wow. Did pretty fucking good. Shit. Well, I wasted one of my attacks. Nice. Damn, that sucks. Alright, well, it's all on you, Raikou. Yeah, that was a good call. Man, that was really unlucky. Oh, that's super unlucky. Oh well, at least he took Delibird down with him. Here we go, one-on-one, Raikou versus Corsola. And I believe that is a victory for me. Fuck yeah. Great way to end it for tonight. Well, guys, that's going to be it for me for tonight. So, as always, stay cool and rock on. This is Multi-Step, signing off.